Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Macedonian business climate presented in Detroit. On the first day of the economic presentation in the United States of America, the government team presented the advantages of investing in Macedonia to nearly 60 companies from the automobile industry in Detroit. The presentation went on excellent and according to the plan. The team gave its maximum presenting Macedonia in right light, said Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski. The head of the Canadian company Nortel, together with the founder of the Macedonia 2025 project, Mike Zafirovsky, gave their own views on the Macedonian business climate. Addresses were also made by representatives of companies who have invested in Macedonia, such as Kemet Electronics and Johnson Controls from the United States and Johnson Matthey from Great Britain. When representatives of these companies practically explain the matters that the government introduces to the public, they confirm them and further elaborate on them. They actually instill confidence in the investors, emphasized PM Gruevski. Zafirovsky said to be impressed by the presentation, which is held for the fifth time in 5 years. Foreign Minister Popovski on visit to Brussels. During his visit to Brussels, Foreign Minister Nikola Popovski held meetings with the European Parliament Rapporteur on Macedonia, Richard Howitt, the European Council's Director General for Enlargement, Stefanos Anino, Bulgarian members of Parliament Andrei Kovachev, Evgeny Kirillov and Stanimir Ilchev, as well as with European External Action Service Director Luis Felipe Fernandez de la Pena. It is especially important from our aspect to introduce the interlocutors to all facts and development in the area of important reforms, explain to them why the case is stronger this year and why those arguments for moving forward are really stronger for our entry into a formal start of accession negotiations, Popovski pointed out. According to him, Macedonia is expecting the 27 European Union members to support the decision to move forward and begin accession negotiations. However, I think some political influences will be of crucial importance, and that's why I want to confirm our commitment to the fact that the Republic of Macedonia is continuously delivering in the area of the European Union integration, but that it also expects those achievements to be reflected in the decision-making process concerning our country in relation to the European Union, he underlined. Citizens of the Republic of Macedonia should become part of the European Union, and this process will heal the wounds inflicted by the past. Finance Minister Stavrovski on the industrial fall in the country. The Macedonian economy is under pressure from the recession in the Eurozone, and the Macedonian industry is the most affected. Still, what the government can do in these circumstances is to provide additional assets for the Macedonian companies. Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Finances Zoran Stavrovski said this answering a journalist's question on the drop in industrial output by 4.6%. The minister said in the following period he expects the withdrawal of 15 million euros from the European Investment Bank credit line, which will be allocated to 43 companies. 15 million euros are significant for the Macedonian companies, and I believe that it will help them to easily overcome these challenges. I am confident that part of them will obtain liquid assets to surpass these problems, said Stavrovski. Expert debate on lustration process. The lustration process causes irreparable damage to the security system, which relies on collecting information from citizens. The creation of collaboration network is a painstaking process, and if this trend is pursued, the state will become like an organism without antibodies. This was the key message from Wednesday's debate on the lustration in the country, organized by the Open Society Foundation, where participants assessed the process as discredited and politically motivated. Members of the Lustration Commission have no expert capacity or knowledge, and they seek no help from experts in order to differentiate between a collaborator and a followed person. Human rights expert Žarko Trajanovski reckons that instead of being instrument of transitional justice, the lustration has turned into a process of compromising and manipulating victims. Former intelligence agent Pivovarov underlined that an operative agent had been expelled from the agency in the past for counterfeiting data, wherefore all information need to be taken with reserve. Former Constitutional Court President, who was first declared as former Secret Service collaborator Trendafil Ivanovsky, says the government has realized its intention to silence the court. Former journalist Mustafa Spahiu, who was also declared informant, claimed he had never caused harm to anyone. Rise in HIV and AIDS cases. 20 new HIV and AIDS cases have been registered in Macedonia in 2012, the highest such number since 1987. 12 of those cases are people with AIDS, while 8 are HIV positive. Since 1987, 166 HIV and AIDS cases have been registered in the country, 69 of whom have had fatal consequences. There are 27 people with HIV and AIDS who are living in Macedonia at the moment. 12 have been registered in Skopje, 3 each in Kumanovo and Radovish, and 2 in Kičevo. 1 is a 4-year-old, 5 cases involve people aged between 20 and 25, 8 are aged from 30 to 39, while 6 are aged between 40 and 49, Žarko Karadžovski of the Public Health Institute said. 10 kilograms of heroin seized at Bogorodica border crossing. The police have busted international channel of illicit drug trafficking at the Bogorodica crossing en route Turkey, Greece, Macedonia, Serbia, with the end destination being Western European countries. The value of the seized 10 kilograms of heroin is valued at around 1 million euros. The driver who smuggled the heroin traveled with his daughter in order not to look suspicious, but the police dogs managed to discover the drug. 20 packages of heroin procured from Turkey were found under the passenger seat. The hitherto quantity of narcotic drugs seized this year in Macedonia stands at 700 kilograms, Interior Minister Gordana Jankulovska informed. Albanian Independence Day marked in Struga. The Albanian Independence Day was celebrated at the Struga Square in front of the Monument of the Revolution, which was covered with Albanian flag. The main road leading to the center of the city was closed. The celebration was opened with the Albanian anthem performed by young students who were not obliged to go to school, though it was officially a working day. Struga Mayor Ramiz Mirko, in his address, called for tolerance and unity. On this occasion, an illuminated 5-meter-high and 4-meter-wide two-headed eagle was set up in the Struga village of Mislodezhda.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.